This week I learned a valuable lesson. Don't get too confident in your pre-grading skills. This week I got a PSA return back and a lot of cards that I thought were going to be slam dunk 10s got 9s. Let's take a look at them and try and figure out why. So I thought a lot of these would be slam dunk 10s because a lot of them are modern. They're like ultra modern or sun and moon. And when I looked at them, they were very, very clean. And I think a lot of those Sun and Moon GX cards got hit via centering. I'm going to start at the most modern and work our way to the mid-era and the vintage stuff that I have. As always, it's going to be a nice variety of cards. Let's start with the ultra modern. The first two cards we have, I have a couple of the AR Quaxleys. These both got 10. I was expecting those to be a little bit better price-wise than they are. I think they're about 30 bucks in a 10, which is a bit lower than I kind of thought, but is a learning experience. So I had two of each of these starters. So we have Fuecoco, and these both got 10s as well. Quality on these ones seem to be pretty okay. It seems to be hit or miss on whether or not they care about kind of those rough edges that Japanese cards can get occasionally. I don't know. A lot of times in Discords, they'll be like, oh, do they care about the frayed edges from VMAX Climax or whatever? I think sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I really don't know. It's all kind of arbitrary at the end of the day. And then we have two of the Sprigatitos. So this one got the 9. Maybe because of top to bottom centering, possibly. That bottom looks a little bit thin. And the right to left, the left looks a little thick. It could be centering wise. That seems to be 60-40, but, and like I said, you know, the top edge does have a little bit of issues up there. So that could have been why as well. And then this one actually already sold. This is a PSA 10 Sprigatito. So you're going to see cards in these plastic sleeves. Those are ones that have already sold that I need to send out. Now we have the Magikarp. So this one got an 8, which was just crazy to me. And I have absolutely no idea why. The other one got a 10, so I was very happy about that. That one is pretty sought after. People are really liking it. The only thing that I could think of is, you know, the top edge is pretty rough cut, just like some of the other ones that we've seen already. And it's a little bit more apparent on the back. You can see kind of the rough cut edge up there. That's the only thing on here, though. I didn't see any dents or dings. There's no whitening. It's literally just this kind of weird rough cut edge on the top. But I think otherwise, like, centering's slightly off top to bottom, but not 8 worthy. So yeah, it's just got to be that top edge maybe. I'm not really sure, but they really slapped me on that card. Next up, I sent in two of these reverse hollow 25th anniversary Pikas, the full arts. Now, another thing you're going to see, which I feel like is a little weird, but I could just be biased against my own submission, but a lot of times I have two of the same cards. So I sent a lot of pairs in this submission, and one of the cards always got a 9 or some sort of lower grade, and another one of the cards typically got a 10. Now, obviously there are some pairs that both got 10s, but it's just kind of weird to me because they were in similar condition. They probably came from the same piles, and one got a 9 or an 8 and one got a 10. I don't know. I'm probably just thinking too far into it, but we got 1/9 of this reverse foil. This reverse pattern is unique to the Japanese 25th anniversary. The English did not have a reverse hollow pattern. So that's why I picked up these particular Pikachus, because I just thought they were super cool. This one already sold in a PSA 10. They were a bit more expensive when I purchased them. And the prices have seemed to gone down on them a little bit in a PSA 10, but we've got Charizard V-Stars. Both of these got 10s, Ultra Modern V-Stars. We have some Radiant Blastoise from Pokemon Go. I just bought a bunch of these for about $2.80 a piece or something like that, and I think this one sold yesterday for 35 bucks. So the Charizard is a little bit expensive at this point, but occasionally I will still buy lots of the Charizard, but the Blastoise seems to be at a decent price. I've got Snorlax VMAX Rainbow. So I bought, I think it was maybe 12 of these and like 20 of the Gyarados Rainbow. So I sent in three decent looking ones to PSA, and they were decent looking enough because they all got 10s. So we got 3 10s in the Snorlax Rainbow. I sent in 4 of the Gyarados, and we got 4 10s of the Gyarados. So those Sword and Shield Rainbows did very well. We've got a Suicune V Full Art, got a 9. So this one, I have no idea. I don't know. We'll just sell it and move on. And then the other one that we got a 10. So that's pretty awesome. We got the Blastoise VMAX Starter Set card. I don't know if these ever came out in English. I feel like they did, didn't they? I'm not sure. But I've been picking these up occasionally. You can get them for like a couple bucks, and I just think they're really cool. We've got the Gyarados EX Full Art and the Arcanine EX Full Art. This one got the 9. Again, not really sure why. I feel like I remember both of these being very clean, but one got the 10, one got the 9. Now we're moving into the Sun and Moon cards. So again, we'll take a look, but I feel like centering is what hit us the most on the Sun and Moon cards, and you'll see why here in a second. So this Suicune got a 9. And as you can see, the left to right centering is a bit off. This is a tiny bit thicker than that over there. But it's a lot easier to see when a card is off center here because it has this border and that border and that border. And way easier to see if a card is equidistant on the left or right or top and bottom because of the way that the card is framed. But at the same time, if you're going by the 60-40 rule, I kind of feel like this is probably still within the 60-40 rule, so I'm not sure why this one in particular got the 9. It could have been, you know, a host of other reasons. We got 2 of the Rayquaza Full Arts. These both got 9s again. So, again, I kind of think it's probably centering. So it's a little bit thicker on top and left than bottom and right. And then this one, let's see, kind of a similar deal. Thick on the left, kind of thinner on the right. The Eevee Snorlax GX Full Art. This one's really nice. This one is actually, no, this one looks pretty good. I was gonna say it is a little off center. It's a tiny bit thicker top and right than left and bottom, but apparently we still grabbed the 10 on that. We've got the Venusaur Snivy and the Umbreon Darkrai. So the Umbreon Darkrai got a 9, and the Venusaur Snivy got a 10. Most of the, well, I can't say most. The Espeon Deoxys also got the 9. So the Umbreon and the Espeon both got 9s, unfortunately, because those would have been nice to pull on 10s. But both of my Sylveon Gardevoirs, actually, never mind. One of them got the 9, one of them got the 10. I thought that they both got the 10. I am obviously wrong. Centering looks, I mean, centering just, they look fine. Like, I really don't understand. We got 2 of the Pikachu Zekrom. Again, one of them got a 9, one of them got a 10. So I think in the future, if I have just like a pair of cards, I'll probably send them in separate submissions. Because I think that some people speculate that sometimes if they're seeing the same card more than once, they're comparing the one card against the older card, and then they choose their grades based on that. I don't know if any of that's true. It's probably all just tinfoil hat speculation. But it happened enough on this submission that I feel like it might be something that I do going forward. We got the 9 on the Blastoise and then the 10 on this Blastoise. We did it again. We got the 9 on the Mew Mewtwo and the 10 on that Mew Mewtwo. Thankfully, the Charizards both got 10. Unfortunately, it is the Charizard Braixen. This one is a little bit less sought after than the Charizard Reshiram. I'm glad we got the 10 on that. Lastly, we got the 9 on the Greninja Zoroark Hyper Rainbow Rare. We got one little stack left. This is my vintage, well, sort of, mid-era. I sent in 2 Lugia EXs from Bandit Ring. These both got 10s. That was pretty awesome. Not a huge fan of that artwork, that 3D style artwork, but it worked out for me. We've got a Dondash Glaceon. This one got the 9. The nice swirl up in the tail slot. We've got the 9 Swampert. We got a ton of 9s in this in these mid-eras, which again, very surprising to me. But the Arcanine from Heart Gold got a 9. The Blaziken from Dark Rush got a 9. The Shining Darkness Blastoise got an 8, and I can only really assume that it's from centering because you can see that it's thick top to bottom, and I think otherwise the card's really clean. So again, like, I don't know. Maybe the grader didn't have his coffee in the morning. Maybe he was a little hangry. Maybe he forgot breakfast. But yikes. We got the Lugia. This one also got the 9. We got the Leafeon from Dondash. This also got the 9. This Mew definitely deserved a 9. It definitely has some whitening on the back, so this makes sense. As opposed to a lot of the other cards in this submission that are really, really clean. But yeah, this one got the 9 as well from the Dream Shine collection. I really like that card. Difficult to find in 10 condition, in my opinion. At least at a decent price. You could probably pay like $50 and get a gem mint one, but I ain't going to do that. We've got these Galactic's Conquest Gold Border. I don't think they're secret rares because they're not They're not secret rare numbered, but they could be. We have the Hitmonchan. This is obviously a reprint of the base set, but it came out later on in like the platinum sets. This one got the 9, and this one got the 10. So this Scyther, you can see it has a nice hollow pattern all the way across the front, and then I think it also has a hollow pattern in the card. But yeah, this one got the 10. This is kind of the shining light of the submission of a rough submission. We have Leafeon. This is from a deck. This one got the 9. We got a Glaceon. This one got the 10, thankfully, from the Shaman Level X collection pack. Very nice. It's good to have, you know, evolutions. People just love evolutions. I was at the comic book shop at the booth last night, and someone went through my Japanese binder and picked out a lot of the evolutions that I had in there, the evolution hollows. So it's always good to have evolutions and Mew and Mewtwo and Charizard and all these super popular Pokemon, because it's the Pokemon that people are looking for, really. We've got the Mew from Shining Darkness. So we had almost a set of hollows from Shining Darkness, and they all got 9s. This got an 8. Who knows why? No idea. And then this one here got the 10, the Blaziken FB from Beat of the Frontier. My submissions and where I did really well and got a massive gem rate maybe made me a little too overzealous. Maybe I did send some cards that were kind of on the edge, because I've seen cards get 10s that are on the edge that have a little bit of whitening here and there, and maybe I got burned. I don't know. I all the cards that I send are clean as far as I know, but again, maybe I've just gotten lucky so much that my pre-grading standards have waned, and I need to sharpen them again and be more selective than I was. It's not like I'm going to lose money or do bad on this particular submission, but, you know, not great seeing all of those 9s. And I do think one thing that I took away from this too is if I have multiple of a card that's kind of pricey, maybe split those out into 2 submissions instead of putting them side by side in a submission to kind of be compared and contrasted and possibly be judged against one another, which would kind of suck.